Hari Om. Welcome to all the Atmajyotis, Divine Light of the Self. With the blessings of our Sadguru Shri Prabhuji, we'll be starting today's JJ session. And let us do the prayer now. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Antarjyotihi बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परा ज्योतिरेव ज्योतिः स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिः शिवोऽस्म्यहम् हरि ओम तत्सत् हरि ओम and welcome all again once again. Today's topic is Shravana, Manana, Nidhidhyasana. So 4 participants will be there today. Rupaji is yet to join. And we'll go with the first speaker, Kamlaji. Time is 5 to 6 minutes. Sriram, can you, I think on Google Meet, I don't think that app can be.
Yeah. That facility is not there here.
So just, Kamlaji, you also keep the watch clock, stopwatch.
Stopwatch, okay.
5 to 6 means at 5 you will know that you have to stop by 6. Maximum up to 6. Or you want somebody to show you the time? Sriram, can you do that?
I have kept it in my
mutually.
mobile.
Yeah.
But okay, that's
Sriram,
fine, right?
Sriram also you can just keep a watch.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
At 6 minutes only once you can say.
Okay.
Yeah. Hari Om Rupaji, we have just started. And Kamalaji is going to speak now, and she will be speaking on introduction to Shravana, Manana, Nidhidhyasana. You can start the time, Kamalaji.
1 minute, I will just close it.
And for Kamalaji, Purva Pakshi Subbalakshmi ji is not there, so it's a open Purva Pakshi.
But it is only introduction.
So they can ask anything. Anyway, if nobody is asking, Vasaji will ask. Okay, start.
Okay, I'm starting. Hari Om everyone. Today's topic is an introduction about Shravana, Manana and Nidhidhyasana. As we all know that in the path of Jnana Yoga, there are 3 essential process which we have to undergo to get established in the truth. So the first step is Shravana, which is that pure listening to their teachings and scriptures. Um, but it is primarily the Vedantic teachings. Vedantic teachings are from Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. So, how this listening should be made is it should come from a realized person. The realized person is like a Brahmanishta, who is a realized person who has the knowledge about the scriptures. He is a scholar, and or Shotriya. Shotriya means a person uh, who may not be a scholar, but he is a realized person who can transform the knowledge through a simple way, through some stories or experience in such a way. So the teaching has to come from a realized person is important. Why is it important? Means because the in our childhood we might have played some telephone. So once we will get an information and we will pass it on to some other person and it will go on, and at the end it will be a different message that is being conveyed. So to avoid that corruption or individual interpretation, it should come from a realized person. So and in Shravana you will have an understanding about the truth through these scriptures. So the next process is Manana. What now I know what it is, but because I'm understand that it is right. Whatever she or the person says is right, because I have checked in the textbooks also, it is fine, it is right. But I'm not able to accept it. I am getting so many doubts in it. I'm experiencing, but I'm not able to relate it as per this text or listening or teachings. So at that time, is the manana step. We get into like it is like a study with a group or the persons or the teacher, wherein our doubts are getting clarified. We are removing the weeds, whatever and whatever doubts we are getting it clarified at this stage. So why we are not able to accept all the teachings is because of the societal norms which we have gone through for so many years. We are not able to accept it. So we learned a teaching that I am not limited to this body, mind, or intellect, but I'm not able to accept it. Why? Because of the societal norms. We have so many years we have been taught, we have been experiencing, and that this is what we are so much dwelled into the material nature. We are not able. So at this stage, through the constant interaction or study of scriptures, because we have somebody to clarify, we have to clarify our doubts and move on. So at this stage, we may stumble, we may struggle, we may fall, but we but now intellectually we have accepted that this is what the truth is. Now I don't want to go back to it. I don't want to get into the realized next process. So I may fall, but soon I can get up and start reading and practicing again and again, and in which this process continues, but it is not an end, because I have accepted it intellectually, and through my experience also I feel that this is right, and I'm able to recognize it. But my journey does not end here. I have to um, go on this journey until I clear all my doubts. So once this is being done, finally is the Nidhidhyasana, wherein you have completely established in that truth. Okay. So what at this stage, in the Nidhidhyasana, there is no craving, there is no seeking, because all this ends because you are already established. You finally understood. You are just being. You are just living as a Brahman. Okay. So, so this process may be different for we may not know when one person will become a realized person. It all depends upon the um, um, uh, what to say. It all depends upon the practice that we have done in the earlier births also. So in ancient days, the rishis, there were certain rishis wherein through the just teachings only they have become a realized person. For them, it is called said to be like Shravana Matrena Mukti. By hearing, listening to the teachings only, these people have become a Brahmanishta. So for certain people, it may take Shravana Manana, they will become realized. For certain people, it will take some more a long time, but we should not be feeling sad or we should not feel bad. We should keep on doing our journey. We have to continue our journey. Sorry, Hariom, 6 minutes over.
Yeah, ended?
Yeah, I stopped it, Satyaji.
No, you can just end it like if you have anything.
So I wanted to tell a story about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So he was a Kali Upasaka. So Totapuri came to his life and he gave a teaching. He took him to the practice of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. 2 days he practiced, and third day Totapuri came and told him that come, let's go and practice. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was like, why I should practice? Then Totapuri said that if you in your Kamandalu, it is in the copper, unless you clean it every day, it will not be clear. You need to do it, practice it again and again. Then only you can be. It will be clean. So Ramakrishna asked, why? If it is a golden kamandalu, why we need to do it? So for them, it is already he through his practice in his earlier births, he was able to grasp that and be established in but with the teachings only. So it depends upon this our earlier practice and this thing. We will get, we need not say so they are experiencing it at an early stage. We are not able to explain that we should not feel.
Yeah. Thank you. Uh,
Hari.
yeah, actually, the flow was really good. In the end, I don't know, you got panicked because the time was clicking.
Yeah, the mobile, see,
I think
it was
that's
not
why
on.
somebody else has to keep. It will be for you just to have a check. That's all. Anyway, it was really good. The free flow talk it was, and I think you put in that one small story also added it in the end. Yeah, you can go for a self evaluation, and I think open Purva Pakshi, anybody will ask question. If not anyone, Vasuji will anyway ask question and then do the evaluation. Vasuji, like now you can do self evaluation. Kamlaji.
I didn't quote any scripture or words through, and the story also I completed at the end only. That is the one thing I and this introduction I think I covered all the three parts.
Yeah. Any question, Sriram? You have any question?
Yeah, I have a small question. I am actually not satisfied by what you said about you shouldn't think that others are more mature and they have got the teaching. You should focus on your. Yeah, that is true. That's what you added at the end, if I'm not wrong. You said that others,
No,
after
I
the
said
story.
that you don't compare yourself, but you don't become sad because they have realized. You just continue. You just
Huh.
be focus on your journey.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not I'm not fully convinced with that because you said that yes, that's completely true that you shouldn't be. But if you say that it's not enough, I still feel that that incompleteness. And when I see someone else who is walking around blissfully, and oh, so that will be there. So what
Yeah.
is your solution to practical solution to that? Instead of yeah, what you said is correct. I completely agree. That, but it is there. So what is your practical solution to that?
You need to keep practicing it. No, like I know. So when this getting jealousy or angry, all these things are societal norms which we are being. It has become like a strong tree that we are not uprooted. We are not able to uproot it. So we
Yes.
need to continue with our practice, which we whatever knowledge we are getting, and we need to start applying it in our life. Then slowly that we can uproot it. So when you are decided, universe will help you to attain that goal.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamlaji.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vasuji. Evaluation.
You can evaluate, Satya.
No. Please.
No, very nice talk, as you said. Very good. And I think I wholly second what Satyaji said. Free flowing, very nice. Except that you got panicky in the end because of the time. But otherwise, all the three are. I mean, Shravana and Manana were covered in detail. I think Nidhidhyasana as an introduction, that was slightly wanting in terms of explanation, but that can be also taken up next time when it is there. Yeah, so it's a very nice, neat flow.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you, Vasuji and Kamlaji. The next speaker will be Shriram. He will be speaking exclusively on the topic Shravana. Shriram, will you keep the time for yourself? 1 second, wait. Vasuji, you said you found an app. Can you put it now? Mute, you're on mute. Yeah, it's coming, but it comes as it's okay, no? Is it okay, Shriram?
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Yeah, let's take it. You can start, Vasuji, 6 minutes.
Is
Vasuji,
it
you are
a,
on mute. Vasuji,
you're still on mute, Vasuji.
why is...
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Shall I start?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All yours, Sriram.
Hari Om. So, I would like to start off with firstly by addressing the deep problem. The first problem is ignorance. Ignorance is the root cause for suffering. The misunderstanding is the root cause for suffering and pain. The purpose of our life is to gain freedom. Freedom from depending on others, depending on objects for happiness, and being self-sufficient in bliss. This is mukti. This is freedom. This is your true nature. This is, in fact, your innermost nature. How do you know this? This can be known only through Shravana, teaching, understanding. The only solution to suffering is knowledge. Knowledge is the highest. Knowledge is ultimate. Knowledge frees. There is nothing higher than knowledge. The only way to gain knowledge is Shravana, listening, reading, etc. Shravana matrena muktihi is a famous saying. Only by listening can you gain knowledge, and only when you gain knowledge, anything can start. You cannot start anything without knowledge. Shravana matrena mukti. Knowledge is the beginning. Shravana is the beginning. Sri Shankaracharya says very beautifully in the Dakshinamurti Stotra. Tenasya Shravanatadartha Mananadhyanacha Sankirtanat. Shravana comes first here. Shravana, Manana, Dhyana, and along with the devotion. Shravana comes first. Shravana is the place where the glass is broken. Cracks appear in your strong mental cage. Now, is Shravana just collecting information? Is it that you just listen and you just read and you collect information? So, even if you sit in front of a master, is it just you listen to him and by heart what he says? Now, what is Shravana? Listening can be many ways. Shravana is not just listening. Shravana is deeper. Shravana is surrender. It is the first way of surrender. You sit in front of the master. You sit stripped of your ideas, stripped of your prejudices, your biases. You listen to him openly. You keep your ego at his feet. And you take what he says as the highest truth, as the highest teaching. This transforms you. This is Shravana. Surrender is Shravana. Only then what he says goes deep into your system and your life transforms. You listen to his teaching with that devotion because he is nothing but Brahman himself. He is nothing but Parabrahman himself. The master, what he says, every single word is divine, every single word. You listen with the utmost devotion. This is Shravana. So I would like to explain this more with an anecdote from Guruji's life himself. So Guruji had from his childhood he had exposure to all the teachings, all Vedanta and all that. He knew I am Brahman, the self is Brahman, and he had peace. But there was still some dissatisfaction. So this is when he met his Sadguru, Sri Putturaja. And from him, he heard the teaching, that the word. He asked him to find out who you are. This transformed him. After this, it took no time to realize the truth. This is because he took Ajja's words as the highest truth, the highest teaching. When Ajja says, "You are that," it hit him deeply because he surrendered. And that is when Shravana happened. He was a ripe seeker, so immediately the truth through Shravana. This is the real meaning of Shravana. So this is similar to how you show a Microsoft employee. He knows he's a very good developer. He knows he does work very well. But if the Microsoft CEO comes and says, "You are brilliant," that has a different meaning. So this is the true meaning of Shravana. So, a way to apply Shravana in day-to-day life is, every day morning when I get up, the first thing I do is I read Guruji's messages on the group. This Shravana gives a daily reminder of my true nature. And throughout the day, that knowledge is there and there is a peace throughout the day. This is the power of Shravana. It is the hammering of the mind again and again for you to realize that you are already that. You are not what you think you are. Nanu nanembudu nanalla. Hari Om.
Thank you, Sriramji. Just on that, as always. Vasuji, this screen sharing we can just remove, and then when one next person starts, we can.
Yes.
It's occupying more space than the participants, but it is good. It's like a big screen, and yeah, Sriram, that was really good. As always, you always speak very fleetly, but today I don't know. I felt that you were looking into notes for the highlight points. Otherwise, usually I have seen you fluently, spontaneously speaking.
No, that was for the
Yeah.
shloka.
Okay.
I forgot that.
No,
Shloka.
that's not something to point out. It's like personally my observation. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think a question from Kamlaji. Let her ask the question.
What about self-evaluation?
After the question, how he answers.
After the questions. Okay.
So, Shriram, you said that reading also comes under Shravana.
Yeah, I expected this question actually. I think, so from personal experience, I think it does come under Shravana because, uh, it's a little debatable actually. I think it is also from the influence of coming under a realized master. So once you listen about the teaching from a realized master, there is a certain thought process about the teaching in your mind. The understanding becomes deeper, and when you read something, you understand it through the lens of the master's teaching. This is my personal experience and personal opinion, which is why I think even reading also comes under Shravana itself, because it is technically not Manana, in the sense that you are not contemplating as such about the teaching. It is a new perspective sometimes, it is sometimes some new information. But whatever it is, the core is the same. Whoever the realized master may be, the core is still Brahman. So you can relate through the teaching of the master. This is why I think that also comes under Shravana.
All right. So, Guruji, in one of his talks, he says that, yeah, as you said, reading comes under, but it should be after listening.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I said that it's a little debatable. So the clause is that you should be with a realized master for that. Otherwise, reading is just again not Shravana.
Yeah,
You're collecting
yeah.
information.
When you get into a library, you will have a lot of books to read. You really should know to choose the book. That you can choose it only after listening to the teachings.
Sometimes I think the book is chosen for you. Whatever book you pick up, when you start reading, you see the master's teaching in that. So you are that way. The virus has been put in. You cannot see anything else apart from this thing. Yeah.
There is a saying, just to add to what Sri Ramji said, there is a saying that even the stones speak. So why can't the books speak?
Oh, that way, I
You
think
know, when historical archaeological departments, you have stone engravings.
yeah,
Many historical temples have stone engravings. You see the idols, the architecture in the temples, age-old temples. They speak to us. So why can't our master speak through WhatsApp? That is the surrender. The initial thing is we have to believe, trust, and then read that. Then the Guru speaks through, whether it's Ramakrishna, Ramana, Prabhuji, anybody will speak through their message, their teaching. Book is only one form of a message. Speaking, of course, is another form of message. Just to add to what Sri Ram said, everything speaks, not just the mouth.
very nice.
But the precondition, like Sri Ram said, we must have surrender. We must feel that my master, my teacher is speaking through that message. It's speaking through the dog, giving me a message, speaking through the bumblebee or the butterfly. You can see a flower. Prabhuji can speak through the flower also. So like Dattatreya, the whole nature is Guru.
Yeah, I was about to tell that. A teaching in silence. So, what language is there in that? So, Shriram actually, used that term surrender. How the Shravana happens.
That prerequisite is
That
there.
is
That
really
trust.
good.
Mhm.
So, there it.
I just recall one statement by Nisargadatta Maharaj in his book when he says what made him realize. He just said he remembered the words of his teacher and went on recollecting it. Uh, so his teacher passed away bodily. He took Mahasamadhi in just a couple of months, a few months after Nisargadatta Maharaj met him. But then the words of his guru remained with him. And one thing he said, I had no reason to believe my guru was lying to me. His words were simple. You are not who you think you are. Find out who you are. That's two statements only his guru made. So, if we trust that any master, any spiritual master, especially our Sadguru, Karana Guru, why should he or she lie to us that I am Brahman? But we still don't believe that. So that trust, if we have, then we keep on remembering it. It will take us through.
Yeah, when you say why should.
One question to this: why is Shravana given so much importance? Why not Manana and Nidhidhyasana?
Uh, okay, I think
Is there, from our own experiential evidence, life experience, can we recall the power of why everybody says Shravana Matrena Mukti means what why is that means it is given a special place above Manana and Nidhidhyasana.
I would say because knowledge comes first. You cannot start anything without knowledge. It is the starting point. And starting point, being given some pedestal is justified.
Okay.
That is what
Yes.
I think. I don't know if that satisfies Vasuji.
Even in day-to-day thing, uh, the first learning happens by listening. How did we learn language? Did we write first or did we hear first? A, E, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our mother said it first, isn't it? Or how did we know our name? Before we learned to read and write, we naturally learned to listen. And people say even in the mother's womb, the young baby listens. Ashwatthama's story is well known. So Shravana is very powerful in that sense because it it is the first skill that a human being or any living being develops even before reading and writing. Only thing is, in spiritual knowledge, it is upside down of what our society has told us. Society tells us you are great, you are intelligent. Spirituality tells us you are ordinary. You are you are ordinary in the sense you don't have to. Everybody has the same inner core. So uniqueness is not speciality. There. Wonderful. So I think thank you. Very nice presentation. I loved the steady flow of talk that you had.
Thank you.
As always. Thank you, Sriram and Vasuji. So moving on to our next speaker, Anupamaji. So she will be speaking exclusively on the topic Manana. So Vasuji will keep the timer also.
Do you want me to share? Okay.
Yeah, better, no?
Okay, no problem. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Anupama, you can start.
Yeah, Hari Om to all Atmajyotis. Today's topic is Manana, which is the second step of the three-step process of learning that is devised by our great rishis to learn anything. In the sense, in ancient India, the normal education also followed the same three-step process: Shravana, Manana, and Nidhidhyasana. Not only spiritual learning, any learning happened through this three-step process. So we just heard about the importance of Shravana. Okay, so our life is all about learning at any phase, right? So when I observed around, I saw even any human being, this Shravana and Manana is happening continuously. But regarding what that matters, okay, for example, in majority of women, the Shravana and Manana are happening regarding cosmetics, fashion, or clothes. In majority of the men, Shravana and Manana are happening regarding politics or real estate or investment and money. In children, Shravana and Manana are happening regarding movie or games. So Shravana and Manana are happening, but unfortunately, that is not leading to the major purpose of life. So, coming to our, basic spiritual learning. So, Shravana, and to define Shravana and Manana, I want to share the story of our great King Bharata, who later became Jadabharata. King Bharata was born as the eldest child of King Rishabha. So King Bharata was very righteous king. He was very loved by people. He was a greatest devotee of Vishnu. He ruled the kingdom for a while, for so many years, and later renounced his kingdom and then came to the forest and started living in a hermitage only in the smarana of Bhagavan Vishnu. So one fine morning, when he finished his prayers and just was chanting Om, he saw a pregnant deer which came to drink water in the river. Suddenly got frightened by the roar of the lion and delivered the baby fawn. And out of fear, the mama deer just ran away. So when King Bharata saw the drowning little baby fawn, he, out of the pity and kindness, he took it to the hermitage. He started to nurse the baby fawn, and over a period of time, what happened? The baby fawn grew up to a deer, and in the process, our King Bharata, his also the time he spent on prayer or his devotion to Vishnu, that started to shrink, and he started to develop a bond towards the deer. Even at the later end stage of his life, he could only remember the deer, looking at the deer, and the deer was also sitting beside him and crying. He was only in the smarana of deer, and this led to him to reborn as a deer and then as Jadabarada. Right? This story gives us shows us the significance of Manana, what we are repeatedly thinking in our mind, and also the importance of Shravana. Because at least if King Bharata was chanting Vishnu Nama loudly, that would have brought his attention back to that truth, right? So we can define through this story, we can define Manana as continuous, contemplating or studying or reading or discussing about the knowledge that we gained through our guru or spiritual masters, like continuously churning in our mind what the knowledge we have gained, so that the essential truth is revealed. It is like the laboratory where the medicines those are designed are tested. So in the mind, and it is quite natural for any mumukshu to get so many doubts. The mind cannot accept in one fine day only we cannot erase all the misunderstanding that we have gained from the society, uh, the wrong knowledge that we gain. So definitely there are doubts. Manana is a process where this mind and heart conflicts. I understand that, but still I have this doubt. How is it possible that over a period of time, through Manana, that gets clarified? So what happens here? Here the head and heart become synchronized, and as our Guruji says, when the heart and head synchronize, all the thing that happens, the action that are happening through us becomes the life becomes the teachings itself. The so that uh, the peace is retained. Then we can easily go to the stage Nidhidhyasa, where the entire expression of life becomes the teachings of Guru. It becomes a teaching to somebody else. So Manana is an important stage for many of the mumukshus to get into next stage, or to upgrade our knowledge to wisdom. Hari Om.
Thank you, Anupamaji. That was really a very good, the spontaneous flow. I think you never looked into any notes, just a free flow, and you almost covered all the points with a short story also, and brought out the importance of Manana in a very beautiful way. And Sriram is the Purva Pakshi. He will ask a question now. Then you can do the self evaluation.
Yeah. Anupamaji, just a small question. Since you mentioned about the King Bharata doing smarana of the deer, right? So he was thinking about the deer at the time of his death. So I wanted to ask, what is the difference between smarana and manana?
Smarana is remembering. Manana, we don't remember because we have already remembered it so many times, so many times, so many times. There is no need to remember. That becomes automatic.
So what is Manana? Uh, remembering becomes automatic. So what is Manana?
Manana is the process. We remember it again and again through various process. When I see, when I speak, when I write, when I cook, when I walk.
So, but that is remembering. That is Smarana. So, are you saying they're the same thing? I just want to clarify.
For example, let's say I, uh, I remember my mother once in a day. Okay, I call up her. I remember her once. Okay, but Manana is right now at this period of my life. Manana is happening about our teachings of Guruji. Every day I take up some time to listen to some of the talks of Guruji and think about it or prepare notes for any of the sessions. So
So,
in a
listening.
different way,
Okay.
I am related. I am finding ways to relate my life to that one teaching of my Guru.
So, just let me ask. I
When
try
I
to
am in a
clarify
busy,
again.
for example, when I am when some situation, adverse situation happened. For example, my kid he bumped somewhere and he fell down, or he is sick. I am in a tension. I want to go to doctor, and there is a big queue. I will not remember my mother. Okay. I will only think of my kid. Even then also, I'll sit in the queue and think, okay, my turn will come. Guruji will take care of my child till then. And something and all, some teaching somewhere and all that will come across my mind. That will pacify me. That
So,
is Manana.
so what you're trying to say is, in your life when you go about different situations, you get reminded of teachings. So that is, you're remembering the teachings just like how you remember your mother. So this is smarana, that is remembering. So I just want to clarify. Are you saying that smarana and manana are the same thing? Are they the same thing or are they different?
I think if you have to rephrase to put it in your own words, Anupamaji, you said, you remember Prabhuji's teachings repeatedly. So are you saying repeated recollection is Manana, one-time recollection, or sporadic recollection is Manana? According to what you just said.
Uh,
But that is not my question actually. It's not about the frequency of recollection. Recollection means the remembering. That is smarana, right?
Correct. But what Anupamaji just said, I remember my mother once a day, but I remember Prabhuji's teachings continuously and think about it. So that is being classified as manana. So I'm just rephrasing and trying to find out if
See, when the Shravana becomes wholeheartedly, when we surrender and listen to any teaching or any story, uh, and we are very much, our mind has no conflict in that. I accept it wholeheartedly. I not only understand it, that war between mind and the heart, it is not there. In my understanding, we can remember anything. We can remember, any flower, any movie, any person, even any. If if you on the spot give me a topic, I will just think of any stories to talk about. That is remembering.
Okay.
Okay. In my understanding, manana is where that it is beyond remembering. It is beyond remembering because through manana, this fear or anxiety or jealousy, these things, no, these things will get cleared because we have we have understood and accepted the essential truth. Yes, it is true. The thing is, I'm not able to live being in that. Remembering is different and manana is different.
Yeah, but I'm not able to understand what the difference is, because here, even in Manana, what you said, you are remembering the teaching, and when you remember that I am Brahman, there is a peace. But okay, peace is
That is
there,
for
but the
that
action.
particular moment only. But over the period, you don't want to remember. As Guruji gives this car driving example, right? Initially, that one person, the tutor will sit beside and start teaching. This is
Okay,
here, this is steering. That
okay, so
but the Shravana is happening. Then this Manana process is happening, where I carefully, cautiously started to drive with all fear, whether I bump into something or not. But over a period of time, that becomes automatic. No, sit in the car, just drive. That's all. That happens. No, that
hmm,
in between process is um, that is the churning. I said no. We churn in the mind, churn. You remember, and it gets revealed.
okay, so
In
Manana is
my
Smarana.
opinion, Manana is not only remembering; it is beyond that. No, continuous remembering, so that we'll we will stick on to the truth. We'll be
So,
there.
but still you are saying remembering, so it is Smarana only.
We are actually even going beyond that. No, initial stages we are remembering, but what
Yeah, yeah,
happens
but
later?
I mean,
So, Sriram, here is the thing. You approach the question from a different angle. Try it
okay,
out. Huh? Try it
okay.
out.
I didn't get what you said. Can you just explain the, because I'm genuinely confused about what Smarana is and what Manana is right now.
See, according to me, Smarana is only remembering whatever the teaching is. What Manana is, whatever may be the situation that is thrown upon your life, you contemplate and get back that situation to the truth. It is not remembering.
Okay, okay,
You connect everything to the truth.
Actually, Anupama actually used the word churning. So, Guruji also says about this, like giving the example of the food is being swallowed, then it gets digested. So, this manana is that churning which happens continuously. See, first at the first stage, it may seem like remembering. Yeah, first it has to be remembered. Then that Shravana takes us on to Manana, where the churning happens, like the food is getting digested and then gets converted to blood. So that getting converted to blood will be again pushing it to Nidhidhyasana. So consciously
okay,
also, maybe it may reach the subconscious also when we are doing Manana, because we try to pick it from the subconscious. See, remembering is picking it from the chitta. Even in manana, though it happens, but a lot of, and she also mentioned like all the points, like we are trying to clarify the doubts, because manana is basically removing weeds, as Guruji says. Removing weeds means at the first, depending on individuals' vasanas or the background from where they come from, they may have doubts, they may not have, they may have, or because the trust and surrender, whatever Guru has told is true. If that goes directly, then that's it, Shravana Matrena. But when it goes to the stage of Manana, depending on individuals' perceiving capability or whatever it is, the churning happens where the knowledge will be very, very clearly understood by the individual. It is not just remembering. Remembering will be like just by hearting. So much more deeper aspect happens in it. So the best example what Guruji has given, if I recollect, that food getting digested and converted to the next this thing.
yeah, that
Anything
is
else? I think Vasoji can also add.
No, Sriram, did you have anything in mind about your understanding? In contrast, when you asked the question,
yeah,
let
yeah. I
us
mean,
hear from
my
you.
understanding till now my understanding was that Manana is more about trying to understand why the logics of prakriyas make sense and why the your day-to-day experience, sort of is in sync with what the guru is saying, and to come up with any sort of issues that you're having with what he said. So, for instance, he in different contexts, the guru may say something in different things, but I mean, yeah. So in different contexts, he uses different things, and that gives rise to some doubts as to why he said this at this point, or why that doesn't make sense to me. So, as far as I understand, this is where the manana comes in, and you try to connect the dots. And if they don't connect, you sort of go and ask the doubts. So again, Shravana. So that was my understanding. Remembering, yeah. So when it was brought up here that it is remembering, I was very confused. So that's all.
Yeah, as you said, no, when she said about Jadavarada's story and remembering, that will not fit in Nana. That's what I wanted to
Even
know.
I felt that the Jadavrata story actually will not fit into this Manana, and that is why that confusion also arose, I guess. Manana remembering
No,
how come.
I want to say the story in a. I mean, this story actually says why Manana is important. He forgot about Shravana and Manana. No, the
So,
great King Bharata,
Perfect.
he forgot Shravana and Manana, and because of that,
another
he
aspect
came
is
again. He born as Jadavarada.
another aspect what I just got when all are speaking Sri Ram for Manana, like Anupama actually was trying to explain in many different ways. Manana, but she was using the term remembering, and whatever she was explaining was pointing to remembering. It is like, see, we of course at the first step remember only. Suppose something bad happens and I am feeling sad or bad, then I will remember the teaching. First step, Shravana. And then I will be applying it and thinking that, oh, he is telling that I am not the body mind. Suppose, like, yeah, no, I am seeing this. This is different from me, so I am not. Like that, every time it is a contemplation, which will give more and more deeper level of understanding also. It is not because he has said, how can I accept that? Oh, but I am feeling hurt. No, then that contemplation will remove, make me free from that sad. That also she was trying to say. Like, I feel pacified.
Yeah.
So how that happens is that journey through the churning only. Application level.
Yeah,
Application level.
and even that what I think almost all of you spoke about that in some difficult situation in life, you think about the teaching, and that is I think that was given as an example for Manana. That I think is also application. So at that time you have understood the teaching and you're applying it there in that situation. So how can that be
Before
Manana?
application, remembrance will
So
happen.
if we have to understand the difference, then we got to clearly identify what Manana does in relation to what Shravana does. Um, so in the beginning, the first step is understanding, isn't it? Um, who understands? Who is trying to understand in our case? For example, Prabhuji says in his talks, every time he will say many times in all the talks, Nanu Nanenbudu Nanalla, the Mahamantra he says. We will listen and automatically we will understand. The question we have to ask is who understands? Who will understand?
Vasuji, don't ask trick questions.
No, it's not trick. It is not trick. It is leading to one another. The logical mind understands.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
I am convinced logically that I am not this body.
Yes.
I'm not this mind. I'm not this BMI.
Yes.
But am I only logic? An emotion will hijack my logic, many times. Logically, I know my daughter is correct, but I'll get angry with her because she has not listened to me. So what has happened? Understanding has happened, but there is a doubt. There is a doubt. How is this how is this the truth? Because the experience will not coincide with the experience, day-to-day experience will not coincide with the understanding. One simple example: I am awareness, I am light. That is the teaching. I understood it very clearly. What is my experience? My experience is only anger. Where is light? Where is equanimity? Anger, irritation. So I will start getting a doubt. Is this teaching correct? Understanding has happened, but there is a doubt. Oh, this teaching is not applicable every time. It is only applicable during meditation, not in daily life. So that doubt clearing is because the emotion is interfering with the logic, and that is where manana has to happen. The churning, what everybody spoke of, is the churning of the logic with the emotional mind. Dirt and dust and everything will also come with clarity. So, what does Prabhuji say? The output of manana is clarity. Doubt, clarity means no doubt at all. So, even in my dream, I am Brahman must be clear.
Filtration has happened.
Not filtration.
I mean, you said no, the
filtration.
dust and this thing, it comes with that, so the gets filtered. And actually,
So how does clarity come by in the manana process? By questioning. By questioning. So when we get into AVSC group, if you don't have doubts, you are not actually engaging in manana. You're only listening to somebody talking.
that is why in JJ also, Purva Pakshi question to ask is like mandatory.
So when Puru Pakshi asked the question, there is a churning happening. What is the difference between manana and Shravana?
The
So
good turning
all the
happens.
doubts about Shravana and Manana should get cleared, and that is the purpose of questioning. And the more uncomfortable the question makes me, the clearer will be my understanding later.
Correct. And by asking that one question, Vasuji, who? Who is understanding? Actually, that puts an end to all other questions, but that leads to the self inquiry.
Contemplation.
And that self inquiry is the ultimate. That's what I feel. See, logical mind, understanding, I am not the body, mind, all that. But finally, remain with that who answer, where there is no answer. I remain.
So my understanding is that Shravana is actually a process of listening and coming to a understanding. Then Manana is asking questions about that, whatever doubts come, and removal of those doubts, and establishing that understanding with zero doubt. For example, Prabhuji gives one nice example. Anupamaji, you have to run 1 mile in 5 minutes tomorrow. What is the thing that you will say? Because somebody challenged you, you will say okay. Then tomorrow you will run 1 furlong and say, I can't do it. No. In the case of athletics, it's repeated practice and that skill development. But in case of Jnana, what it is? Repeated churning within the mind. It's not physical action. Thinking and questioning. The same churning happens. But afterwards, after 1 month of practice, you will say, I can run 1 mile in 5 minutes. You will have no doubt that you will cover 1 mile in 5 minutes. That is the output of manana. But in a physical realm, it is the output of a training process. In a vichara or a jnana realm, it is actually clearing the weeds, the doubts internal in the mind by questioning. This is my understanding from what I have uh, heard of Prabhuji speak.
I think we had a lot of manana going through this. I think, yeah, Anupamaji.
You made it very clear,
Yeah.
Vasuji.
So, questioning is over, Purva Pakshika, and Anupamaji, you want to go for any self evaluation?
My self evaluation is I took more time
Not
as
much, I
usual.
think 6 plus some few minutes. It was
No.
okay.
No, only 31
It
seconds
was
more.
okay,
That
okay,
is
okay. Border.
That is all right.
Then, as you said, my story could not be related.
No, not that it was irrelevant. Fully.
So, what one could do under such a circumstances that you brought out a nice point that what Jadabartha did was recollection memory, whereas Manana is a little different. What does the Manana do? You can turn it like that. You can use the same story and get to what is the learning from the story, how remembering itself is not Manana, in what way Manana is different.
If you had said that, Sriram wouldn't have asked that question only. Because
Actually,
you yourself would have brought that point. How Shravana is different from, how that Smarana is different from
but many
Manana.
thanks to you that so Sriram asked the question and so many people participated.
Yeah,
With Manana
that is always there. Yeah, thank you. Anyway,
No, maybe the third part of when he is born as the Jadaparada, that story if you had taken, that will be perfect for Manana. Because from the childhood only he remembered his mistakes and he tried to correcting it and went on his journey.
stayed away from all the diverse distractions.
Okay. So, thank you, Anupamaji, for that lengthy Shravana, Manana talk, contemplation, everything. Anyway, Vasuji, do you have anything more to do? Any evaluation
No.
for her? I think all that came.
No, I think we have already covered very nice
She
presentation.
spoke very well, yeah, and her flow also. It was really a free flow. She did not look into any notes or
Yes.
anything. Complete free flow, and the time also was not actually exceeded.
Fully agree.
Time
Yes,
was also
fully agree with that.
everything. And for the question also, she did not give up. She was actually trying to convey the correct message to him through different words or narrations. She knows. She has understood it. Just that communication
Yes.
part. Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Anupamaji.
Okay.
Thank you, Vasuji. And Sriram, I did not understand when you said that unpin, pin, that part. I don't know this Google Meet may. How to do that? And one more thing, when I do any of this, because it is a screen share, a screen recording, all that will be appearing like whatever action done here on the screen, all that will be. That's why I'm not doing that spotlighting also. Changing.
No, that's okay. If you just hover over someone's face and you will see the pin
That pin
icon there.
icon is there, but on the pin icon when I go, when I click pin to the screen, should I do that?
You are seeing pin to the screen.
Pin to
Yeah,
the
yeah, you can
screen
do that.
for myself only,
Yeah, you
for
can do that.
everyone. Next time when he shares for the time, I will try that.
Yeah, and for time you can
You
unpin
can
it.
do it for everyone, pin to everyone, and everyone will, it will
Yeah, you can
reflect
do that.
on
No, to
everybody's
minimize
screen.
that timer thing, he was suggesting that.
You can unpin that. So remove the pin on that and put a pin on the speaker.
But how to unpin? That option didn't come.
Same. No, the same thing. You just hover over that, you will see the option on that.
On that screen sharing thing, Okay,
Yeah,
I will try that. Okay. Okay, thank you. And so the last speaker for today is Rupaji. She will be talking on the topic Nidhidhyasana.
Do you want me to share the timer?
Yeah, better. Rupaji, Vasuji will be screen sharing the timer. And Purva Pakshi is again, I think, Anupama. for her. So be ready with the question.
Okay, when you're ready, please tell. I will start the timer. Rupa ji.
I am ready.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
See, it reduced. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to speak on Nidhidhyasa. Here, Nidhi means treasure and Dhyasa means uh, taking attention on that treasure. So here, the actual treasure we are speaking about is our true self, and one needs to take back his attention again and again in, to this treasure and realize himself. And this process is called Nididhyasa. Now, this Nididhyasa is one of the three stages of self-realization. The other two being Shravana and Manana. And the self can be realized by removing the ignorance of the self. And uh, this ignorance or ajnana can be removed through Shravana and Manana. Whereas this Nididhyasa is for clearing the past life impressions. If we take a person who has got sadhana chatushtaya and shat sampatti, for that kind of a person, just Shravana would be enough. And as earlier said by others, Shravana Matrena Mukti applies to this kind of person. That is because he has already cleared his past life impressions. This is possible. But for others, they have to go through Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasa because through Shravana and Manana, one can get Jnana. But for mukti, through Nididhyasa, that person has to clear his past life impressions, and only then mukti could happen. And in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there's a shloka which says, Atma va are drishtavyah, nididhyasit vayah Atmani khalvari drishti shrute mate vijnate idam sarvam viditam. This means the self that is to be experienced should be listened to, and it is that which one should reflect and contemplate upon. Through Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasa, when one becomes self-realized, everything will be revealed. And when should one practice Nididhyasa? Uh, Nididhyasa should be practiced all the time, 24/7, and it is as important as the other activities in our daily lives. And one need not become a monk to be in spirituality. Uh, and he can convert or integrate all his activities, um, integrate spirituality in all his activities, and convert everything spiritual. And then Nididhyasa is actually how we apply Vedanta in our daily lives, and clear the vasanas we carry for the through purification of the mind. Few practices that could purify the mind could be uh, told through this shloka, where it says Manashuddhi Karaniha Sadhanani Vadantiha Yajno Danam Tapaschaiva Japastirtha Vratasthata. The ways to purify the mind are puja, seva, dana, japa, tirtha, and vrata. All these could be used to purify the mind, and this Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa are the preparatory practices
to make our mind free from clutter. And all these three help in self-realization. The story that I would like to quote is of sage Kaushika, who was once in Samadhi, and he was disturbed by a crane which was making a loud noise. And Kaushika opened his eyes, and through his power, he burned the bird. And though he had some guilt that he had caused some hurt to this creature, still he was proud of his powers. After this episode, he goes to a nearby village for alms, and there, when he is asking for alms, the lady of the house asks him to wait because she was serving her husband. And once she does her work, she comes outside to give the alms, and she sees that this sage is very angry. And she asks him, "Do you think I am the crane that you burned?" And Kaushika is shocked to hear this. Then she says that though you have the knowledge of the scriptures, you still have to learn. You don't know the true meaning of what you have studied. So now this uh, tells us the difference between two people who where Kaushika, though he knew the scriptures, he was not practicing Nidhidhyasa. That is what I feel. Whereas the this lady, being a housewife also, she has included that in her daily activities. So I would like to end with this.
Thank you, Rupaji. So, yeah, that was really a good talk. You have covered all the points required to explain Nidhidhyasana, because Shravana and Manana, we had a very lengthy contemplation. I think that was also helpful to tell the importance of Nidhidhyasana also. You told the shlokas, you told stories, so all the requirements are met for this session. I mean, the topic. Anupama, you ask any question?
Uh, it was a wonderful talk, Rupaji. Actually, I remember Guruji was telling about somewhere I heard in some talk, two-step process. You know, two stages to be in Nidhidhyasa. Do you remember by any chance? Nidhidhyasana happens 24 into 7 because that becomes the way of living, right? So he was telling two practices, two sadhanas.
Ah, one sadhana. No, I don't know. Is it
Dhyana
Savit?
and Samadhi, if I'm correct. I could remember.
I don't know. Sorry.
Please, Vasuji and Satyaji.
No, I can't remember specifically, but yeah.
What was that? Dhyana and Samadhi, you said, huh? No, even I don't remember like specifically as two steps. Maybe if you have.
No, that will make that person be in that stage.
Correct, correct.
Antar Samadhi,
Okay.
Yes,
Samadhi
yes.
happens and 24 into 7.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like dhyana is different from Nidhidhyasana, but from dhyana you can that shift happens to Nidhidhyasana because of through dhyana the samadhi also happens. Here in Nidhidhyasana, with the clarity and understanding, with the wisdom, jnana, we are entering to Nidhidhyasana. Maybe true. Maybe no, it is true. Correct, correct. Yeah, good memory only. Anyway, we can say, Anupama. Thank you. Yeah, Rupaji, you can do self-evaluation and then Vasuji will give his evaluation.
It was difficult this time for me to prepare this, and that's why I could not memorize everything. I had to look through the points that I had written in my book again and again. That's all.
Nice talk, Rupaji. I think a little bit of tension was seen. So if you just let yourself through a little free psychologically, it'll be much easier for you, I think. But there were many,
ಔಷಧಿ
many good
ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ
points in what you mentioned
ಔಷಧಿ
in
ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು
Manana and Nidhidhyasa. So congratulations. Keep it up. You have done a lot of
ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಔಷಧಿ
collection of
ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ
points through
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
listening
5
to
ನಿಮಿಷ
Prabhuji's talks and other places, I think. So you've done a lot of good work. Just relax. It's okay if you're not able to do, but speak freely. And it's okay to refer to the notes points once in a while. If you can just remove the stiffness, the preparation is very evident in your talk. A lot of preparation has been there. Very nice points you have mentioned. Appreciated.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Vasuji and Rupaji. I think we have come to the end of today's session. I'll chant the closing prayer. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಆತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ ಶಿವೋಹಂ 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 ಆತ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಸತ್ಯದರ್ಶನಂ ಸತ್ಯದರ್ಶನಂ ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು ಹರಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಚರಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು